Hello everyone, Nubkex here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Yeah, not our usual recording location, but a video that is worth doing it for anyway. I am a few minutes away from getting changed. My sister's getting married today, but that doesn't get in the way of raid news, apparently. No, it's all good. The ladies are getting their hair and makeup done. Just had breakfast, chilling. About to go get suited up. Maybe I'll show you guys some pictures later in the week. We might do a bonus stream later in the week, seeing as I'm obviously missing the CVC stream today. But this champion got accidentally, apparently, released by Plarium yesterday. I missed it because I was busy. But apparently this guy was revealed yesterday by accident. It's looking almost certain that he is going to be the Fusion coming up at the end of the week. Let's take a look at his kit. I can tell you the good news in advance right now, almost as good as one sister getting married, is that this Fusion looks pretty bad. It's my initial impression from glancing through his kit, and could well be an easy skip that I think a lot of people are looking for at the moment, to be honest. So let's take a look here. Brugard Jeroboam. Apologies if the sound goes a bit weird. You know, I'm holding the phone. It might go a bit weird. It's actually quite tough to hold your phone up for like minutes at a time. Force, affinity, defense, legendary from the Oghren tribes. They definitely need more legendaries. The Oghren tribes is, I think, probably by a landslide the weakest faction in the game, I would say, overall in terms of the legendaries. Let's take a look at his kit though. So Stout Smash is A1, attacks one enemy 2 times, 35% chance, that bucks to 50, of decreasing the cooldown of a random ally skill by 1 turn. If an ally had their cooldown decreased, fills their turn meter by 10%. I mean, that turn meter fill is so small as to be most likely negligible, like totally worthless, really. It's not a great A1. It's not bad. It's not great. If we consider White Queen Ancora, who, to be fair to her, is one of the strongest fusions of this year, her A1 decreases a cooldown by 2 turns. There's also, I can't remember who, there is another legendary champion, I don't remember who off the top of my head, that also does the same thing. Oghren are screwed over for some reason because they also have got Bellatar Mage Slayer, who has a very, very similar A1 as well, but it's again weaker than the Ancora version. So I don't know why Oghren are getting screwed by this, but they are. So like I said, this A1, it's fine, it's decent, but it's nothing too special. This round's on me, the A2. This is a 5, it bucks to a 3-turn cooldown, removes all debuffs from all allies, heals them by 15% of this champion's max HP, and heals each ally by an extra 2% for every debuff removed from them by this skill. Puts a shield buff on them equal to 15% of this champ's max HP for 2 turns. So you will presumably be building him with very high max HP. He is defense based, but he doesn't really attack. So build him with super high max HP. He's going to give you a decent heal and a decent shield. It's not the best, it's not the worst. There's a cleanse in there as well. It's fine. This is a good move. It's fine. It's fine. That being said, there's lots of champions that do this already, right? It's not exactly a rare move. It's not a unique move. There's plenty that do a similar thing. Maybe not the heal and the shield in the same move, but enough. So I think that's fine. Let's look at his A3 last orders. Has a 75 that goes to 100% chance to increase the duration of all enemy debuffs by 1 turn, and has a 75 up to 100% chance of increasing the duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn, then fills the turn meter of all allies by 20%. That has a 4-turn cooldown. So increase enemy debuffs, increase ally buffs, and turn meter boost. Again, it's a decent move. It's fine. We generally prefer to see buff increases be on a 3-turn, because you're often going in with 2-turn buffs on 3-turn cooldowns. Oh, fingers not working. 2-turn buffs on 3-turn cooldowns, and having then a 3-turn cooldown buff increase, like a Godseeker and Eerie, for instance. You can increase the buffs to 3 turns, so then you have everything nice and synced on a 3-turn. Everything full uptime. It's lovely. It syncs together. A 4-turn cooldown buff increase, it can be useful. It can make your buffs be more consistent, but it's not going to be fully consistent, and sometimes you do want that fully consistent. So it's fine. A turn meter boost is fine. Increasing enemy debuffs is not. All these things are nice, but none of these things are wowing me, right? It's not wowing me. Um, I will probably go for this guy just because of his synergy with the Ogryn faction unity. Because I've got two Vizigs, I might as well go for this guy and, do like burn and poison and extendy. So for me, this is probably worth going for. But again, this is for me. For you, more of an easy skip. He does have an aura there, we can see as well. 60 accuracy in all battles. Again, very standard, not very unique. An absolute legend. It's a great name for a passive, I'll tell you that. The passive effect, turn meter reduction effects used against this champion are decreased by 50% and fills his turn meter by 20% when a hard crowd control like stun, freeze, etc. are placed on an ally. If there's multiple champs on the team with this skill, the effect will only activate once. That's pretty interesting. The active effect then, whenever a stun, again, that hard crowd control, is removed or expires on an ally, fills their turn meter by 20%. Now, if there's multiple champs, it only works once. Now, this has a 4-turn books to a 2-turn cooldown. So that's kind of awkward. I'm curious if he does his AoE cleanse, and let's say you've got 3 teammates stunned, will it boost all of them by 20%, or will it only do it to the first person and then it's on cooldown? I don't know. Obviously, it has a cooldown. Yeah, I think it's an interesting passive. This, to me, jumps out as I am here to counter Armanz. He's Force Affinity, so positive affinity against Armanz. But he comes in, Armanz trying to steal his turn meter. This guy, it's half as effective. Armanz stuns your whole team. This guy gets a bunch of turn meter. When the stun from Armanz expires, this guy's boosting everyone's turn meter a little bit, albeit on a cooldown. If he gets a turn, this guy is also able to cleanse you, give you a heal and a shield to protect you. He can boost your turn meter as well. He does seem to me to be like a budget Armanz counter. Now, I've got a video on Quilcha, the Ash Arrow, I think he's called, the new Sylvan Watcher guy that's been added in this patch as well. And in my opinion, that champion is a far, far better Armanz counter. That video is already recorded. I think it'll probably be scheduled to come out tomorrow. I'll put this one probably out today. So stay tuned for that tomorrow if you want to see a really good Armanz counter. And I wouldn't be shocked if they did a guaranteed champion for Quilcha. You'll see, I'll talk about that in the video tomorrow. But I think that he is looking like a better Armanz counter. This guy, to me, he seems like a bit of a budget counter. Like, Armanz could still polymorph this guy. I think this guy, the rest of the stuff that he's doing is pretty mediocre. Like, I feel like if the enemy picks Armanz and you pick this guy to counter him in the live arena, like, I think the enemy's like, that's fine. Great. You haven't picked somebody that's doing better stuff. That's great. He could be, I don't know. Let me know, what do you think about him? I feel like, look, Armanz comes in, he steals all your champion's turn meter, he stuns everybody. If you're not in Stone Skin, like this champion here, yeah, his full turn meter's not getting stolen, but he can still be stunned. You're relying on the affinity to not be stunned by the Armanz, basically. And yeah, like if the rest of your champions get their turn meter stolen, they're stunned. Like, yeah, this guy can come in and he can cleanse them and give them a shield, a bit of a heal. And sure, they're getting 20% turn meter from the active part of his passive, but that's it. I don't know. I'm not sold. So yeah, my thoughts on reading this kit. And again, bear in mind, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments what you think about him. This is just my first thoughts, first impressions. Haven't tested him out. Opinions might change during testing, and of course I could be misreading and whatever, but my initial impression is this guy looks like a pretty easy skip. Let's be honest. Yeah, he's cleansing, minor Armanz and crowd control counter. He's got a decent kit, but he seems very average. He seems very standard, nothing too special. And I think considering that we just had the Thor fusion, which is a very high priority fusion, and a lot of us are going for, I put up a poll. I won't get off the poll now because we're on my phone. It's a bit awkward, but you can find it on the channel. A lot of people going for like the 4 or 5 star souls for Thor in the Titan event. And the Titan event is rough. It's really bad. The Titan event is not easy. That's a lot of very intensive stuff back to back. I kind of feel like genuinely for a lot of people, this guy is probably the easy skip. Now, for me, I probably will still do this. I'm guessing it's probably going to be quite an easy fusion because he's not great. So you'd think they'd make it easy. I guess we'll find out. But I might grab this guy just again because I do have the Vizig and he might combo all right with Vizig in some teams in the future for like I don't know. But look, I think if I skip this guy, I would not feel bad, is my initial thoughts. Again, this is presuming he is the Fusion. That is also not certain. That is guesswork, of course. I'm pretty sure he is, but it is guesswork. But there you go. That's Brugard Jeroboam. Likely the new Fusion. Likely starting the end of the week. I'd be surprised if there's anything else. But to me, it looks like this Fusion is coming in fast and furious. It feels overwhelming with events, but good news. I think you can skip him. Anyway, I better go get changed into my suit. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.